Good morning. Today is 18th of May 2025, and we are going to be racing today. Today, we are going to be racing at Sale. This is in Victoria. This is how the track looks like. It's not one of the best shapes. It's definitely not one of the best shapes. It's a triangle shape, and these tracks, they do play very differently. We've got about 8 races here today. The ground rating is soft. The last finishing mile from the last bend to the finishing post is about 350 meters. And this is going to be racing anti-clock. This is not going to be a clockwise direction like what we do at New South Wales. This is going to be anti-clock. And this distance from the last bend to the finishing post is about 350. These are the short distances: 1000 meter, 1100 meter, 1200 meter. These are the distances which has got just one bend. The rest are here. So we'll see what we can do here today. Welcome to Grandstand, and we do horse racing 5 days a week, and we do that in 2 steps. First, we try and identify the best horses through physics, mathematics, a little bit of understanding of horse racing. And once we have identified the best horses, that's when we take a look at the horses at the paddock when we get the live stream from the paddock or the gates. If we find that all the horses that we have chosen are looking good and good to go with, we stick to our picks and place our bets. But if we find that there are circumstantial changes or there are better horses at the paddock, we often step out or we make changes with our bets. It is horse racing. It's one of the most difficult subjects, probably. And so we need to be vigilant. We need to be making decisions that are worthy and in favor of us. So that's what we try and do. So I've got 3 tabs opened in front of me. The first one is where we get to see the races. The second one is racenet.com, where we take a look at the odds and the scratchings. And the third one is Palmerbet, where we take a look at the official winning numbers. So that's what we have. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we got the feed. Not yet, but we should be getting the feeds. Victoria is
here in Stonegate Lane. As I
okay,
mentioned,
we've got
he's
the
at
feed.
start 25 today, but he has been racing really well at provincial grade maiden. So I think right back to an easier race. Look, if he didn't have this many chances, he would have probably gone up favourite, but that's probably the only concern of him. But right back to a suitable race, he should be competitive. So 10, 5, 2 and 8 for race 3. So that is our first 3 races that we've had a look at. We'll take a short break and on the other side have a look at our quaddy legs.
Five, 7, 4 and 6 are the odds. So I'll since we have a little time, we will discuss what happened yesterday at Doomben, and we'll try to refer that. So before we proceed with the races today. So this is Doomben. This is where we raced yesterday, and we had a few wins. We made a few mistakes. We had a few losses, and that's what it worked out like. But if we see how it more or less played, you know. So we'll go to the results. And yesterday, Doomben. All right. The first we were there's certain conditions that were there yesterday. Even today we are racing on a soft ground, but this was a heavy. And the first one was 4197. That was the result. All right. And we had, I mean, 4 was the favorite anyways, but we had identified, we stepped out from this one. But if we look through the CF, I've changed the calculations on CF. We had to take in consideration the other factors which are there. So if we take a look at what happened here, so the result was 419 and 7. Okay, 7 was there, so 4 was there. If we look through the CF now, so that's 4. Then we've got the 6, which is from gate number 15, wide gate, but 1 and 9 were right there, wherein 1 had a larger delivery. Had a way relaxed jockey, and the 1 anyways was not carrying the weight that it was supposed to carry from the gate number 1. So that is how it works. So the inner drifts, they did not work. Now the other thing that is quite visible is, so we are measuring the jockey here. All right, now we are measuring jockeys in 3 segments. One is here, the RH, so the smallest is the best, that's definite. Then we are also measuring here where largest is the best, but we are also measuring the jockey pressure here where the smallest is the best. So now what happened basically is the 2 was within the favorite. All right, now if we look at this 2 here, so what is happening is a jockey body weight should be anywhere from 52 to 57 or 58 for the male jockeys, and for the female jockeys it should be about from 50 to 56. So that's the average jockey weight which is there around. And what happens basically is that when you put relaxation on a jockey and the jockey weight, the body weight, doesn't match with the pressure that it is carrying, it's something like weightlifting. If you ask a very skinny guy to lift a huge weight, no matter how strong it is, it'll not work. So that's more or less the picture here. So this essentially is not the body weight, it is the body weight versus the pressure that it is carrying from different angles. So that's that. This is something that we missed out yesterday talking about, so I thought I'll speak about it. So we need to take care of a few things. So one is the CF. Definitely that we need to take. This is something that I've changed. Now it should work a little better, and then we need to take care of this plus the raise. If all that falls within, and we'll try to ignore the management for a while, because this basically is I mean, this is very important, this CNF, where we get to see whether they're professional or not, whether they've been delivering or not. But I also think this kind of makes us a little biased, and I think we make decisions a little biasedly on this particular factor, especially on the bigger tracks. Smaller tracks, I mean, if we lose, we know why we have lost, because of the management. This management plays a role, hands down. So but for the winning factor, if we try, I don't know, please give me a feedback. If we try and ignore the management factor for a while, is that going to be ideal? Because this generally gives us the idea of how they've been delivering. This is basically the finances. I mean, I'm somebody who's into finances. I look into hedge funds and stocks and stuff like that. So my first priority is the books of the company that I am trying to work with. If the books are not right, I do not get into it. So these are the books. This is where we get to see their profit and losses. If the stud farm is making money, if the owners are making money, how much loss, how much debt. So if they are, that's more or less what we figure out here. But I think that also makes us a little biased. But we'll see. I mean, there are things that needs to be reduced. Definitely, there's a lot of factors that we are monitoring. We need to reduce the number of factors to, a minimum. So we'll try and see. But for today, let's see if we can avoid this particular segment. Let me know if that's a great idea.
Beat from the one, Bad Hat Harry. I was really surprised at the price of him. As we just saw, that was his debut effort. He was another one that did a little bit wrong in the run, but as I said, he's
Dows, welcome back. Did you see journalism with no Dows? I was not able to do any of those. I was late today. I slept and I overslept.
His trial this time around at Goldman looks to have returned in a lot sharper order, and the money that has come for him suggests the same thing. And in for fourth, I put the 9, Kitty OK. Both of her starts have been excellent. One last preparation at the Sapphire Coast running second, and then her first up effort, as I mentioned, at Canterbury. It was in a 5-horse field, but she was far from disgrace there, only beaten a couple of lengths. So this is certainly an easier assignment, although a strong country maiden. So I'm 14-1-3-9. That brings us to our last race, which is race 7, a benchmark 58 to run over the 1,200 metres. And I thought it was a slightly more open race, I should say, than what our market suggests. But we do have a short price favourite here in Hell of a Fox, who's there at $2.30. Snappy Jim at $5.50. Rangateer at $6.50. Commandora at $10. Super Sprocket at $11. Jamari at $14. Major Desire at $15. And Cash's Queen there at $17. I'm with the favourite, the 9, Hell of a Fox. Look, she's only been with Luke Pepper for her last couple of runs, but she's showing an excellent turn of speed. 2 starts ago over the 1,400, she got back and just fell short on the line, and then they brought her back in distance to the 1,200, which I thought she might find a little bit sharp, but she certainly didn't. This is her, Wagga, getting back, and as you can see, she storms home to actually win quite comfortably. She'll get back again today, I imagine. With these back markers, naturally, they always need the race to fall into place for her. But as I said, she's clearly got a sharp turn of foot, and I think that can see her string 2 wins together. From the 4, Super Sprocket, I think this horse has been contesting much tougher races. Only 2 starts ago, she was beaten a length and a half at Gundagai in a strong benchmark 66. Then they took her to Canterbury, where she was far from disgrace there. I think right back to a benchmark. Not too bad at the weights after Glencar's 2-kilo claim. She can give a great sight here. In for third, I put the 13, Major Desire. This horse struggled in his 3 runs last preparation, but has been trialling really sharp. So I'm looking forward to seeing seeing how she's resumed. I think she maps to get the right run.
All right, so this is the first one here at sale today. If we look through the odds, it's 5, 7, 4, and 6. I'm not going to get into the first one, that's for sure. So that 5 is the favorite. 7, 4, and 6. We'll check how they're playing. All right. Now, that 5 is the favorite. The 5 technically is in the best hands. This is where we get biased, but this is way out of the rails. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be like that. Plus, if we look at the jockey pressure, so that's that. Here, the That's probably the best jockey. The pressure is a little more on this guy on 4, but they are kind of tailing each other 2 and 1. But if we look through CNF, I'm sorry, the class factor, then the 1 is there, the 7 is anyway there, so those factors are there. So 5 is the favorite. It is like that. It is here. This gentleman is here. It's got 1 race, didn't do much, and it went down on class factor. So that's the smallest. So this is the score, which basically is defining how should we how seriously should we take this horse. So that's the lowest factor. It has been given a good jockey, it has been given everything, so that's that. So but here everything is within the rails. We are dealing with some good horses here. This one is the 7 is in a better position. This one has 1 race as well, but this one, it went up in class factor. This one dropped. So we'll see how it works here, because at the end of the day, it is also the jockeys. They play a major role in horse racing. So I mean, this one is the EW7 is probably hands down the best horse here with everything. That's 1. 4 is through the rails, probably. Yes. So that's that, and CNF is here. So the one kind of is there in some way or the other. So we'll see how it works. 4, 5 is the favorite. 5 is here without the rails. Here we have 4 up. 1 is looking like that. 7 is probably the best horse hands down here. So that's more or less like this. And this is not a handicap race, by the way. So it's a 1400 meter maiden. And the lowest, the difficulty is on 4. So 4 is assumed to be a stronger horse. This one is difficult. These are easy. But these are generally given to horses that are weak. So we'll see how it works. The first one, I'm out. Lee! Welcome back, Lee. Dows. Number 2 in the pink cap.
3 runners in this race eligible for the $100,000 Inglis bonus. It was a $50,000 purchase at the Classic sale back in 2023. And it's got a white gate to overcome today. Early in his career, he was placed in a Maribyrnong trial down in Victoria. Cab's taken him all over the place. He's had 6 starts. His 2 runs in Queensland this time in have been okay over the 1200 and the 1240. He's got to come back to the 1000, but they wouldn't be coming down here if he wasn't going to be competitive. I've got him in the mix.
Cat Bell, Bitmac.
Oh, links don't work on YouTube, Dows. Links don't work on YouTube, chat. YouTube will not allow links.
At Bathurst over 1100 metres. She was second at Mudgee behind Unleashing. That's pretty good form. It's had a recent trial. Was a late scratching prior to the run at Dubbo recently. So first up here today with that trial. I think she'll run well.
The 5 is Bounding Bond, set to have his second career start today. Michael Lynch, Ken Dunbar.
Was well beaten behind Presnell on debut. He's a 4-year-old. They've taken their time with him. Look, this isn't an easy assignment today. I'm expecting him to improve a little bit, but he'd need to.
6 is Amoruso, Craig Martin, Shannon Llewellyn.
Really keen to have a look at this filly. She looks dynamic, winning a trial at Tamworth on the 1st of April. They put the cotton wool on her ever since then with this race in mind. She's only a small type of filly. She was a $35,000 purchase at the Classic Highway session back in 2023. This has been the target race for her. She's got the speed. She's going to be hard to beat.
7 is Carrick, Brett Robb, Michael Hegney.
Former Victorian, who's had 2 runs since coming up to this part of the world, was second behind Joy of the World, first up for the new camp, and then last time out was beaten 9 lengths. I'm expecting a bit of improvement from him.
8, Spring Prospect, Dave Smith, Clayton Gallagher.
Trialled up really well recently, beating Egyptologist in a trial, had been beaten behind Presnell in a trial prior to that. The only run she's had under race conditions, she was well in the market when 5th at Mudgee. Dave Smith tipped her straight out. The trials recently have been good. She's a definite contender.
9, I don't think so, Brett Robb, Shaylee Ingles.
Had a long time off before resuming in the race won by Presnell over 1,000 at Dubbo a fortnight ago. Just an awkward draw to overcome today. She'll show a little bit of improvement from that first up run, but she needs to lift a little bit.
11, Erion comes up with the inside gate here. Melissa Harrison, Georgie McDonald.
Yeah, look, Arian has shown glimpses of form throughout his career. He's just a little bit inconsistent. He was beaten 8 lengths behind Spring Prospect in a recent trial. The inside draw today will help though.
13, Nam, Darren Hyde, Andrew Banks.
Yeah, 6 starts, yet to figure in the placings. Beat 10 lengths behind Missy Moss last time. Beat 8 lengths prior to that. The margin's just too big for my liking.
14, My Crown, Brett Thompson, Zoe Hunt.
He's eligible for the $100,000 bonus as well. He wasn't beaten all that far behind Famazu over 1,400 at Dubbo back in February. He's been given a bit of a break. Fresh here today with a claim for Zoe Hunt. No knock on him.
Awkwardly drawn is the 15, She's a Widgie, Sarah McIlrath, John Van Overbeek.
Yeah, beaten 3 3/4 lengths at the Burra Picnics last time out. That was off the back of a 4th placing at the Ningen on Tabbers prior to that. So this might be a bit tough today. All right, these runners have made their way out onto the track for the first event today. It's a Telescope Tyres Group English. Made $35,000 in prize money for the winner, and for 3 of these runners there is that $100,000 bonus up for grabs. And those runners are number 1 Serons for Brett Kavanagh, number 6 Amoruso for Craig Martin, and the 14 My Crown for Brett Thompson. So if one of those runners happens to take out this race, an extra $100,000 jumps into the kiddie Dave Smith, the Mudgee trainer. He's got a runner here, Spring Prospect. She's trialled up well recently, and he's with Mick now.
Well, Dave, that Spring Prospect, first up today, the trial was very good.
Yeah, 2 trials sort of got it ready for today's assignment.
This is not us. This is somewhere else. This is probably Sunshine Coast.
She's looking to look quite comfortable.
Have you always had a bit of an opinion of her?
Yeah, right from day one. Just things didn't go really according to plan, and I'll probably rush her a little bit for that first start. Didn't pull up the greatest, that's why I should skip straight out. But took that first trial to sort of remember and sort of like get things right. And through that second trial there at Dubbo, we saw a much improved effort, and I think she got the race.
Where do you think she'll settle down today?
Look, from a nice draw. She should be in the first couple, I would imagine. Leave it all in Clayton's hands. If there's 2 to want to overdo it, hopefully she can get a nice camp in behind them, but if not, she'll be in the first 2.
Prizes galore lines up in race number 2?
Yeah, look, he's going a touch better than sort of what reads on paper. He's got a little bit of ability there, but he's not ready yet. He's going to take a bit of racing to learn. He's just a big gross fellow who doesn't know where to put his leg at the moment, but he should run a nice run.
And Lockdown Gamble, one of the favourites for our feature event today, the Parks Cup. How's he done since his win there at Mudgee first up?
Super. Really well. He can't really hurt his horse. He's a big tough bugger now, and just with a bit of maturity, he sort of thrives off it now. So, we sort of missed the trials going into Mudgee. With the plan to come here, we thought it was just be a fitness run, but got the job done there in pretty good style, I thought, for 63. Come through a super. Second up record's not the greatest, but that's why we sort of missed that trial. And we were going to use Mudge as a fitness run. So in my head, Cody's on today, bit of live weight, not the dead weight. And like I say, a bit more fitness on his side. He should be rolling forward as well. So he should give him another good side.
Best of luck with all three.
Cheers, mate.
There he is, Dave Smith, trains number 8 Spring Prospect. It's your second favourite at the moment, $3.50 through the fixed odds. And the market's got it down to a racing 3. I've gone 6, 8, 1 and 4. Really impressed with Amoruso's trial there at Tamworth on the 1st of April. This has been the plan ever since then, to come down and try and target this $100,000 bonus with this filly. She's not a big filly by any stretch of the imagination, but she does look to have good speed, and the trial was very good, beating Serens by almost 4 lengths there on that occasion. I've got Dave's horse, Spring Prospect, in for second. She's trialled up really well. I like the fact that he's taken really good care of her. Obviously, you mentioned there that debut run at Mudgee. She started a $4.20 favourite, finished 5th. He wasn't happy with her. He's tipped her out of 2 recent trials, have been very good. Serens brings the race form here. Obviously, a well-performed horse, placed in a Maribyrnong trial, been down to Moonee Valley, Doomben, Ipswich, travelled all over the place. He'll be hard to hold out here, and I've put the 4 in for 4, which is St. Philomena. I think she goes around over the odds here on as a double figure price, 6, 8, 1 and 4.
I've got Amoruso on top as well. This first started by Santos, who created quite an impression winning that Tamworth trial on the 1st of April. Opened up to win by a big space. One Serons in for second. The Brett Kavanaugh train galloper, third run.
Those
the couple of
quickness.
performances already. Up in Queensland have been quite good at Doomben and Ipswich.
Full race.
The 8 Spring Prospect. One run back in December. Held behind Torn when finishing 5th, was tight in the market.
I'll check it out, Dow's, after the races today. Anyway, tomorrow is a off. We are not going to be racing tomorrow. I'll check out the Preakness.
8 Spring Prospect, 360 to 340.
I'll check out the Preakness stakes.
1 Serons is $4.20 into $4, and 4 St. Philomena heads the rest 12 out to $15.
Opened up $2.50 Amoruso when the market first went up, straight into $2.10, and been around that mark pretty much ever since. As we mentioned, the market really down to those 3 in single figures. And you've got St. Philomena there, who at $15 and $2.60 on an each-way basis, you can certainly entertain.
Yeah, that's for sure and certain. Big afternoon of top quality racing coming up here on Sky Thoroughbred Central. Can't wait for our 2 feature events later in the day. Race 6, the Satellite for the sprinters, and Race 7, the Parks Cup. Here's Cole Hodges for the call of race number 1.
Racing service, and 3 horses qualifying for the $100,000 bonus if they can win from the English sales, namely Serons, Amoruso and My Crown. They don't get that on top of the $16,000 prize money if they manage to win here. Now, she's a Widgie. They're riding around.
I want to do the US racing, but it contradicts with my working hours. I work during that time,
One for the $100,000
and
bonus, but she had to scratch it from this race. It's unfortunate.
I still don't make enough money from YouTube that I can give up my work
Trial well.
and do YouTube full time.
But race form.
I hope to do that someday.
Serons, it's raced in New South Wales, Queensland.
That's why I've not been able to do the US racing.
On its side, and from the strong Brett Kavanagh stable, and the other one, My Crown, trained by Brett Thompson, also has a chance for the $100,000 bonus. 8 big races on the card here today at Parks. Parks track Self 5, and the rail is true. Now, Narum about to come up. Serens is drawn really wide, and we wait on I Don't Think So. Still to go in. Carrick is set. St. Philomena got plenty of ability. Cap Bell Pitamac recently making a comeback after yet another injury. Has the Mount Huron St. Philomena. That'll leave I Don't Think So. She's a Widgie. And also Serons to complete the lineup here. 8 big races, the 2 feature races later on, the Parks Cup, Parks Services Club Parks Cup, and also the Satellite for the sprinters. So Bounding Bond is, I think it's ready now. Green Prospect has trialled very, very well. It's from the David Smith stable over at Mudgee, and looked very good in a trial. But Amoroso certainly trial well. That trials always you have the problem then of trying to transfer them to a race. But they run the trial well enough to suggest it will do so. Cerons, the main danger to it in the betting, has drawn very wide here. Now she's a widgie, will be the last one to come in. So we're not too far off a start here. English extra bonus race. Here comes She's a Widgie up in the line and they're set to go. Here, stand by. Red lights blinking. First on Cup Day. All set. Racing now. And beginning pretty well was Amorosa. They would come into my view. They run behind a big stanchion here in my broadcast box. And I'll soon pick them up here.
Okay, they took us to sail. They took us to sail.
Easiest task.
This is sail.
She didn't want from back in the ruck.
Who's getting a long way back. She's a Widgie is also back in the field as they race towards the home turn. Amoroso shooting with a $100,000 bonus. That is Sharon, and they're the first two into the straight. Spring Prospect is over on the route. Behind them, very on by ground down the outside. Then Carey, I don't think so. And she's a Widgie, but Amoroso is going strongly. It's out by 2.5 lengths to Spring Prospect. And Amoroso beats Spring Prospect.
6 and 8.
Suggested we had
So we did not get the paddock here, but that 5 is the favorite. We don't know if that got tailed or anything.
Feel competitive prior to that. But struggling to get away out. Waco Kid. It's run some encouraging races throughout its career. So if you jump out in breakfast forage, which Schnitzel was very ordinary last time, but the first up run was good. There it is moving in. So they're getting set for the running of the Valet Darren Galley, 3-year-old maiden plate. Darren. Much time. Ceremony. Yeah, that's house. This is a race for him, and they're off. And jumping well was Whiplash from the inside gates. Smartly away. There's Jaeger Schnitzel going up to second. Waco Kid and then Vincentina Fiora. Going back, Tassadar is last of the 6 with 1,200 metres to go. So Whiplash takes up the running and heads down the back 3/4. Almost 1/4 length now on Jaeger Schnitzel, and they flap on the speed a little bit. Some 2 lengths then on Waco Kid, followed by Vincentina. And then Fiora back on the running rail. So Stale makes that together of 2 lengths to Tassadar. 800 metres to go. Whiplash steadies in the lead now. 3/4 to Jaeger Schnitzel at its girth. 2 lengths away to Waco Kid. Vincentina tries to make some ground. Fiora's back on the fence. And just waiting, everything unfold in front of it as Tassadar last of the 6 by the 600 metres. So Whiplash towards the quarter. Jaeger Schnitzel's only a head away now, breathing down the leader's neck. And then comes Waco Kid about to peel out 3 wide. Vincentina slapped along. So is Fiora back on the fence. They just lose touch of the 3rd place horse coming to the race. And then comes Tassadar to the outside as they straight it. So Whiplash goes behind with 250 to go. Now 1.5 Jaeger Schnitzel. Waco Kid's making steady progress down the centre after Whiplash. Whiplash 150 out, 1.5. Waco Kid eating to the margin. Whiplash 3/4. Here's Waco Kid, but Whiplash clinging on. Whiplash won it by
5-4.
Waco Kid. And about 3 lengths away, the Jaeger Schnitzel or Fiora, probably in that order. And then came Vincentina, who didn't run on, and Tassadar remained last throughout in a race of very little change. Whiplash controlled the race, and the second favourites, as it was at jump time,
5-4-1.
270 up to 340. off the perch of second favourite by Waco Kid, who's well back plates.
5, 4, 1 and 6.
Ground on. The track.
So what happened is the favorite that got in, the jockey actually delivered this one. So the 7 did not work, right? The 7 did not work. Anyway, all right, we'll go to the next. 2. 1, 2, 8, 10, 13, all scratched. 11, 7, 3, and 9. Yes, I don't know where we'll watch Sunshine Coast.
There's some work to do. Then came Pride of Nashville from Secret Scout and Trail Boss and Happy Copy in the rest.
Verigel goes for home down towards the 200. Now Bourbon County starting to knuckle down and come out after him. They get away from Secret Scout running on from Angel's Trumpet. Bourbon County put the head in front of Verigel, who's trying to dig in, but Bourbon County's going to be a little too sharp here. Wins at 3/4 and beat home Verigel about 5 lengths further back to Secret Scout, will run third ahead of Angel's Trumpet, and then Pride of Nashville, followed by Happy Coffee, Half a Chance. Towards the end was Trail Boss, an early addition amongst the tail enders.
We've seen some very good horses carry those colours over the years, and Bourbon County has kicked off his career 1 from 1, the son of Farnan, and he did it the tough way. He wasn't the quickest out. Michael Rod had to bustle him along just to take up a position. He was 3 wide on the speed, and Variato was travelling beautifully up on pace, and you thought for a while would just kick away with it, the son of Anders. But Varashu got a little bit tired late, and Bourbon County knuckled down to the task. They've absolutely gapped the rest of them. And you can see the numbers there coming up on your screen, 1, 7, 5 and 8. So the first race is won by the short price favourite here at the Sunshine Coast. We better get down to the Sapphire Coast now, where Kayla Nisbet is carrying the team.
This is the second one, all right. This is the second one. It's the same distance. Here the 5 actually won. Then the 4 came in second through the rails. The 1 also got there. The 7 failed. Why the 7 failed is something that we can't figure out at this point of time. But that happened. But 5 was with one of the best hands. Okay, so 11 is the favorite. All right, if we look through the rails, that's where 11 stands. 11, 7, 3, and 9 are the odds. 11 is here. All right. Now, it's one of the best BBs. That's hands down. But here the problem is that this one is a colt, okay, and we don't have a dedicated jockey on this one. We don't have a dedicated jockey on this one. This is probably one of the best hands. It's probably one of the best hands. The best hand happens to be 9. So that's a neutral with the best jockey balance. Here, this was the situation. The best jockey. One of the best pressure on the jockey. Here it is 9, which is also here. All right, that's 9. If we look through this, the 9 is the only one with pressure. 4 was the only one with pressure, which is 0. But here we have a little bit of pressure on this 9, which is a 5-year-old mare, has got 6 races and is a neutral. Within the rails are these 5, 7 and all that, but the other one which is a check is this 4, which is here. I'm not going to put money on 11, that is for sure. And that's a tricky position. It's got 1 race, it did not do anything in the previous one, plus it's a colt, it doesn't have a friendly jockey. That's my call. I will not go with that. The 9, I'm going to play a 9 EW probably, because of the hands and the jockey. Probably a 9. 9 is the second, the 4th. 9 is the 4th favorite. 9 is the 4th favorite. All the favorites are the ones which has got no races or nothing. So they basically have gone with the jockey average, which is the winning statement of the jockeys here, but that's not the fact. This one has 7 races. It did not do anything in last 7 races, so there's no. I don't know how to. This one is a hope that it'll do something. These two are here. It has got 15 races. It did not do anything in last 15 races. An absolutely mulish horse. This one is 4 races, still better. So that's good. And the 4 is got 4 races, which is here with the drift. The largest drift has got 23 races. It did not do much in last 23 races. It's probably the worst in here. That's the largest drift. Out of these two drifts, this one has 28 races, did not do anything. The 4 is definitely a check. 4 is gate number 2. Yeah, so if the 9 doesn't get tailed, I probably will go with 9 as an EW.
Favourite could join has been $2, drifting slightly out to $2.60. Sesto has been $6.50 this morning to $4.60. Consorting one has been $3.70, right out to $4.60. She's in overdrive as I mentioned. Market's opened up late. She opened up $15. She's into $7.50. Prairie Legend is out to $8. Vivek has been at $8.50 to $12. Cable King $19 to $17, and the stablemate there, our outsider, right out to $126. They are all lining up in the gates quite well here. I believe we only have a couple of runners left to go. Billy Owen was our favourite at the Jockeys Challenge, but just repeating that he's not riding for the day, so that changes that a bit. But Ben Hall is our caller for the day. We'll head up to him as the last couple start to load.
Light shower of rain coming across the track. We've got a couple of those, only very light though. So here's Vivek to come forward. So we welcome everyone along to the Sapphire Coast, Sky One, radio audience as well with the National Racing Service. Also Kayla from Sky Thoroughbred Central. The last one, Sesto, to come forward. Set for a dispatch here in the first race. Running 1,010. Waiting on the starter to turn on the red light. They're off and racing in the first now. Sesto out wide left with plenty of speed. Vivek not far away, and going forward is Prairie Legend. Consorting One not too far off them either. They were followed by She's in Overdrive, then came next to last on the outside Cable King. Defensive Edge is last of all, about 7 off the speed. Down the side they run, and the leader is Prairie Legend from Sesto. Consorting One on the rail third, then Conjoined Poise fourth, the favourite. She's in Overdrive fifth, the rail. They were followed by Vivek in the centre, Cable King. Defensive Edges last around the turn. 4.25 left to run. Prairie Legend straightened up with a length lead. Sesto called on. Consorting One goes back to the cutaway with She's in Overdrive. Conjoined, the favourite out wide, just struggling at the moment. It's about 2 or 3 off the lead. 2.20 left to go now. Consorting One come through and took the lead. Got away from Sesto, then came She's in Overdrive, and then Prairie Legend. Conjoined can't win. Consorting One inside the distance markers in front, and Consorting One defeated. I'd say She's in Overdrive on the inside from Sesto, Conjoiner. Then came Cable King. Prairie Legend got a stitch up the straight. Defensive Edge and Vivek. Consorting One, number 8, Quay Crow, will take out the first. Second will go to, I'd say, number 6, She's in Overdrive. And 1 will be third. We will confirm that, though, after the running of the first race today. Possibly 8. Well, we know 8's 1. 6 and 1 to fill the minor spots. Fourth, Conjoined prominent there, number 5. So the numbers won't be too far away here after the first race this afternoon. Time around 1 minute point 9. 1 minute point 9. And we'll stand by for the numbers to be semaphored after the first race today. Consorting One prepared by Michelle Ritchie and was ridden by Quay Crow. Consorting One, a 3-year-old male brown filly by Super One out of Imperial Consort. Michelle Ritchie at now are the winning trainer and the winning rider Quay Crow. So the numbers are being semaphored now. 6 gets second, that is She's in Overdrive. Jess Taylor from Mount Kelly. 1.
All right, Paul. Well, she's at start 7 today, but she looks like she's only just started putting it all together the last few runs.
Yeah, she has. She's very immature in the brain. She just takes a lot to really learn about racing, but she's really starting to switch on now.
And she was excellent through the line there. What do you think her go will be going forward?
Yeah, I think she'll go to, I reckon she'll get to 1,200, maybe a little bit more, 13, but we'll just take it by race at the moment. But I think she'll get 1,200, maybe a fraction further. But no, we'll just keep poking around with her and keep giving her confidence.
And obviously broke through today on this soft track. Do you think that helped her, or she's just proven a bit effective on all surfaces?
Well, she hasn't handled the soft much. She's only just starting to get used to it now. Like first couple of starts, she was on the soft. She just had no hope, couldn't pick her legs up. But we had a look at the track earlier, and the fence is the place to be here today with the cutaway. So he done the right thing and got away with it.
That's a good ride. Well done, Paul.
Thank you.
Stable representative for Michelle Ritchie. Let him go and collect her here. Yeah, as I mentioned, start 7 today for this 3-year-old filly. She's a nice little type of horse, but she hadn't done a whole lot early, but she definitely seems to be putting it all together. I suppose she put the writing on the wall 2 starts ago at Maruya, where she just fell short there. That was at a non-tab meeting, and then she followed it up in a much stronger race at Canberra behind Venero, where she was beaten about 8 lengths, but as I said, she really didn't have...
Side Cool King is the leader from Kailash. Raise the note, happy to take a trail behind them, and he's a Fox, the leader's back. 5th is Rapid Impact. A length and a half to Man at Combat and 2.5 to Whiskey Jack, who's tacked on, gone up on the inside of Summer Hill. So they do make the trek to the back straight, and the 1 Fit Treble looms up there, and Cool King, the stablemate of the first winner, is trying to do the same, and that's lead all the way. Maybe not in the same dashing style. He's a length and a half in front of Kailash, and he's a Fox running 3rd. 4th, the outsiders, the favourite. Raise the note. It's getting afforded every chance by Flash Gordon. Next in the race with Rapid Impact, followed by Mad at Combat, and 2 away to Summer Hill, is jumping in unison with Whiskey Jack. Here's the 3rd up the back straight, and Cool King it is. Leads the way from Kailash. Therefore, goes up to join him now. 2 lengths away to He's a Fox. Raise the note will be relishing this. Then Man of Combat, 3 pairs back around Rapid Impact, and still the last pair, Whiskey Jack on the inside of Summer Hill. They're making the home turn here. Still a lap and a quarter to go and 7 flights left in front of them. And it is Cool King, a narrow leader from Kailash, almost sharing the lead with it now. He's a Fox in the Karazi Silks was third as they come to the first of the double in front of the crowd. Raise the Note was next in 4th place. Man of Combat, given a good look at these jumps next, was 5th, followed by Rapid Impact. Whiskey Jack's about 4 lengths away in company with Summer Hill. A circuit to go. Cool King on top for the former Kiwi star hoop Dean Parker. Leads out by 3 parts to Kailash. 3rd place was Man of Combat now on the outside. He's trying to push Raise the Note back down to the fence. That hasn't worked as yet. Then He's a Fox, who's given up a little bit of ground, being passed by Rapid Impact. Whiskey Jack is next and Summer Hill is the last one. 5 flights left in front of them, 3 up the back is their next mission. Cool King trying to do it the stablemate, get in the first and go from start to finish. Leads a length and a half to Kailash. Raise the Note, 3rd is down on the rails by the look of it. 4th placing is a Man of Combat, and then Whiskey Jack starting to get a wriggle on out wider. Rapid Impact next from He's a Fox, not going well. Summer Hill is 4 lengths away at the tail. Still Cool King defying everybody to run him down. Leads down the back. Raise the Note, trucking though the favourite. At the second last, Gordon's winding it up. And it's got right up on the inside of Cool King to join it. Kailash 3rd, Man of Combat 4th, and then Rapid Impact. Here's the 3rd last. And he's really getting into Raise the Note, asking her to go after Cool King. She's sticking it to him, but he's in for the fight. They've got right away from Kailash. And then Man of Combat and Rapid Impact was next. Cool King, he's got a bit of fight in him. He's a neck in front of Raise the Note, having everything chucked at it. It's got the inside as they round the bend. 2 to jump. Cool King the leader. On the inside, Raise the Note has got a rallying effort. Here comes the second last. Cool King jumped it as well as Raise the Note appears to be going the better. Gets more than a length in front now over the last. And doesn't jump at the best, but he's coming away. Cool King for the wild double. They've won both divisions of the maiden hurdle. Cool King comes away and beats Raise the Note fair and square by 3.5, and they donkey lick the rest. A dozen lengths at least to Man of Combat, followed by Rapid Impact, Kailash, then Whiskey Jack. The other 2 haven't completed the course. He's a Fox and Summer Hill. Cool King number 1 leads from start to finish. Dean Parker for Simon Wild. 4-year-old Bale Brown gelding by Fioronte from Too Cool to Fool. Another one who's come on from Warrnambool and stayed brilliantly there. Number 1. It's raced by D. Smith. 2 winners for the day. Simon Wild, and we're only a bit after 12:30. Dean Parker riding this time. Raise the Note had its chance. Number 10. Will Gordon for Shane Jackson, a 5-year-old bay mare by Raise the Flag. And they really did string the others. Man of Combat. Number 4, Bevan Lamming, Connor Brassens, 5-year-old by Saberfield. He's finished at this 3rd margins 1, 10, 4 and 5. And interesting how looks can be deceiving, but Cool King's actually run quicker than the stablemate. Enchanted Allen, 3:55.55. 1:10.45, the interim numbers, 53 Kailash. 3:55.55, so it's run about 8 lengths quicker than Enchanted Allen.
Just clarifying the weight to be carried by horse 10, Fierce Fighter in race 3. Handicap 57 kilos. There was initial alert to suggest being able to ride that horse 1 kilo over the handicap weight, but we'll be riding it at the handicap of 57. So Fierce Fighter will carry the 57 and able to make the weight. Overs in that particular race.
This is not us, this is somewhere else. We don't have a 14. No, we do have a 14. This is our cycle shop. Yeah, that's a very beautiful angle from where you're showing the horses, isn't it? I mean, is this the way they're going to show the paddock? No commentary? And the cameraman is kind of hiding behind a wall. With his camera. Where is the 11? Three is getting tailed. Seven is also getting tailed. So that's the 11. 11 is also a color.
Hey, Justin, you there, mate? Mounting over race 2, the Save the Date Sale Cup, 26 October, made over 14.27 metres. Make the way to start. All good. My for some reason my bots channel disappeared with it.
P11.
A minute and a half out. They're at the barriers. They'll come up shortly for the Save the Date Sale Cup, 26 October, Megan.
Lee 5 coffee. Colors are very good at this distance, Lee. The 1400 is the distance for the colors, but it's a maiden one. And
step up shortly. To that race debut, there by all too hard. 2-year-olds well found betting. Moving in.
I'm on EW with a coffee money on 9.
And Marina, Gray's engaged here. Marina's locked away, Nunny on another Gray, and so is Zutania. I'm sure there's Infinite Jest walking in. Jest. Zutania coming up in red. Right, save the date sale coming.
9 is not bad. 9 is not bad. The only tricky part of this is 9 is not a BB. This one actually 1400 meter goes to the top 4 are always 2 of the BBs. That's the tricky part. But on the other side, the flip side is whenever there is a cold, the 5-year-old mares are the best. Twice out probably. And now
$2.90 down for Bremel, who broke his first stakes split yesterday. Quarters. It's been past fit. Enormous Fleet. It will return to the stalls.
come on, get in, man.
Well,
I need to go to the washroom. I've been holding it for last 20 minutes. Run, baby.
get a little slow. Infinite Jest also on the back foot early. Zutania and Daisy Duck came out quickly from Amberina to third and Nunnyong. There's Infinite Jest working around
Run, baby.
Enormous Fleet 6 back on the fence. Los Alamos, Kenny Wright, and then
11 is running furiously.
Two-roll takes over and Zutania leading by 3/4. Running to second is Infinite Jest, but have to work a little to get there. Daisy Duck with the trail is third. Then Amberina Nunnyong is back at fifth. Enormous Fleet on the running rail from Los Alamos and Kenny Wright. And 2 lengths away to Red. Heading down the side.
I hope this guy knows what he's doing.
Daniel Moore controlling the race by a half length. Ears pricked with the 2-year-old Colt towards the bend. By a half length, Infinite Jest. And then followed by Daisy Duck. She's getting the run of the race inside of Amberina. 2 lengths to Nunnyong, who's now pulling out from Enormous Fleet back on the running rail. And then Kenny Wright. Los Alamos and Red's last cornering, 400 metres to go. So Zutanium squares up the judge first, Infinite Jest past to Chance. Amberina around deeper and Daisy Duck looking for a run, but under pressure. And then comes Nunnyong and Los Alamos drawing down to the 200 metres. Zutanium a little green in the lead, still going from Daisy Duck out of its pocket, coming after it now.
Nah, that will not happen.
And still Zutanium. Daisy Duck's not getting there. And Zutanium.
11-7-3.
On Daisy Duck, Infinite Jest was 3 away from Enormous Fleet.
11-7-3. It was a trifecta. 11-7-3.
Zutanium all the way. Strong win. Off line new start. Start number 2.
The odds were try 11-7-3 and then 6.
The opportunists.
11-7-3 and 6. Man, the 9, the jock.
older horses, more experienced horses. We do see this time of the year 2-year-olds perform well in the Open Age Maidens.
It played the odds beautifully.
Italian first, $3.30 at the end was significant drifter out from its 210 opening markets
So what happened? 11
as well.
got through. 7, the EW got through. 3 was within the rail, got through. And then the 6 also got through.
11, 7, 3, and 6.
Melbourne, just running a little late at the Sunshine.
The only one who didn't get there was this one, which was with the pressure. The only one that did not do anything was this guy, even after having a jock, the neutral did not work. Anyway, we'll go to the next 3. 6, 10, 9, and 2. 6, 10, 9, and 2.
Is there an issue there, or? Yeah, I'll wait. Well, otherwise we'll be talking forever.
Right, I'm going to be back in a jiffy from the washroom.
I'll wait. Yeah, but like they're a minute and a half behind. If I start talking now, I'm going to be talking like 6 minutes. Yeah. I'll tap. If you want, I'll give you a tap each time. I'll tap. No, they are getting the middle 7 for Sunshine Coast. That's what the delay's been here. So we're almost on official start time. Sunshine Coast is running close to 4 minutes late, but they are just getting the final couple of runners in there. And I imagine once they jump, we'll start loading away here for race number 2. This is a Phillies and Mares made the plate over the 13.50. Gives us time to have a look at the market. 13 Smoking Eyes, 6.50 into 3.30, well backed. Foxy Frost, $4 into 3.60. 8 the last flash, 2.60 to 5.50. Penny Bang Bang, 9.50 into $8. The Postie, 8 out to 9. $16 for Foxy Monster after it opened at $18. 8 School Concerts, which called it 30 time, makes me chuckle every time. $19 into 17, back out to 19, and Tennessee Maggie, $23, $6. Lily King's 41, and the other two big prices. So, full rundown there of the market. As they have jumped now to Sunshine Coast, so they'll be loading away here in a moment. Race number 2 here at Strathalbyn. Smoking Eyes is the favourite. from the Peter and Belinda Blanche stable. Sent the 3 runs back in this preparation. Ran on strongly at Clare on the 19th of April. Should be at peak fitness now, 4th up, you would think. As these runners can get to come up into line. Then you've got Foxy Frost. It's $4 into $3.70. Then the previous starts, one minor placing. That was last start at Opak on the 7th of May. Wasn't been all that far though to start prior at Murray Bridge, so hasn't been all that far away in some of its races. Then you have 8 The Last Flash. It's the one I put on top in what I thought was a really tough race to assess. It's had 4 minors from 13 career starts, so that second last start in South East India. Jason Bench team, drawn nicely, Stacey Metcalf engaged. Then you got Penny Bang Bang, which was 950 to 850. Check the 2 runs out back in this time. Third up, should be nice and fit. Getting the in here now. Further down the page, what do we got? The Postie, $8 out to $9 for the Postie. Because of these starts today, 2 minors. Some runs where it hasn't been all that far.
Right, I'm back.
Line, we've got Thaddy, Tennessee Maggie, Smithy Bang Bang, Foxy Monster, Silicon, Smoke Night, and Funny Feelings. Quite a few get a load of weight still. And big delay of the Sunshine Coast with Soldiers and Us being quite late here for race 2, but thank you for holding to that. Smoke and Ice in the favourite, 650 to 320. Quite some move for the market. Up comes Tennessee Maggie. Tennessee Maggie goes in. 4 to low that I can see. Foxy Monster, Penny Bang Bang, Funny Feeling, and Lillikens. Oh, there's one more too. Adventurous Miss just hiding behind the trees. Breeze up where I am here in the broadcast box, so that's coming through the mic. Lillikens goes in. Adventurous Miss about to come forward. Foxy Monster and Funny Feeling the final 2. Funny Feeling barrier blanketed. Funny Feeling comes up. Finally get this underway in a moment. Funny Feeling, Foxy Monster the last couple. Smoke and Eyes, $3.10, $3.80 Foxy Frost, $5.50 the last flash. Race number 2, Fillies and Mares maiden over $13.50. Foxy Monster, the last to load. Righto, all set now, they're in. Light about to come on, light flashes away. This is race 2, Strathalbyn, sets a run. Off they go. Good even line out too. Smoke and Eyes, the heavily tried commodity, step nicely with Foxy Frost. Tennessee Maggie now hunts forward though and takes it up with 8 School Concerts. Speed was very good. Going to 3rd, Foxy Frost. Then came the last flash, who was 4th, the inside of Foxy Monster. 1.5 Penny Bang Bang, Smoke and Eyes. Then came Lillikens and Door. The next one settling down was Adventurous Mr. Postie. Was 3rd, last hits outside, 2 or 3 further back, Thaddy. Last of all, Funny Feeling, they've strung right out. Hot tempo up front, 8 School Concerts at the 800. Leads a half, Tennessee Maggie, then Foxy Monster. Next one, then Foxy Frost, the last flash. 2 further back, Smoke and Eyes, 5 lengths off the leader. 3 or 4, Penny Bang Bang, the Postie. Some of these are a long way back. Lillikens, then came Adventurous Miss. Last of all, Andor. Can they keep going up front? Swinging up to the 400. 8 School Concerts. Tennessee Maggie starting to peel out Foxy Monster. Then came Foxy Frost, Smoke and Eyes. Then shoved along the last flash. Penny Bang Bang, the Postie's made some ground. Not worth going any further back. Homeward bound. 250 left to run. Tennessee Maggie going up to it. Foxy Frost. There's no the last flash at the moment. Smoke and Eyes is trying to pick up. It's grinding home. Foxy Frost in front. Smoke and Eyes is coming. Foxy Frost, Smoke and Eyes. Then the last flash. Smoke and Eyes out wide. Smoke and Eyes. Smoke and Eyes wins by about a long neck in the end to the last flash. Who picked up hard late. Then came Foxy.
Right, this is the 3rd one here. We look through the odds. It's 6, 10, 9, and 2. 6 is the favorite. All right. Now that's the pressure line. I went with the pressure line, the last one. That was a 1450, but here, generally a 1400 meter will play 2 of the BBs, like the 11 and the 3 both got in. and 7 and 6 here. So generally BBs are there in the 1400 meter. I took a slim chance, but that did not work. This is a 1200 meter. So if you look through the rails, it comes up here. It has one side of the rails, the other side is not there. And it is the pressure line. You see that? It had one side of the rails, it did not have the other side of the rail, and that was the pressure line. There's the same replica here. And that's the one which is, if we look through the spell, then we get these horses which are here, but none of them are within the rails. The only one which is within the rails is this 9, which is an EW, has 3 races, did nothing. 6 is a good one, there is no doubt, but then again the pressure line is not working. Again, these people are doing the same thing that they have done in the last races 2 weeks ago. They'll bring in all the weird horses and do. So if you look at the first one, so the 5 actually went through with, you know, with an advantage, with jockey and all that happened. Okay, the second one, 11, went through again, one of the largest spell with one of the largest advantage given. If we look here, then that 9 is the largest spell and the largest advantage given. But I mean, do I really want to go with this? No, I will not, because it's got 3 races and it did not do anything in last 3 races. This is good. This horse is good, but it has technical challenges. And it's the same thing. We've gone with, I went with the 9, looking at the pressure on a 1400 meter. I had 2 convictions here. One is it's a pressure line. 2 is the jockey. But none of these things worked, all right? So practically speaking, they're doing that thing. We've seen this thing happening here at sale last week. So they got the spell horses and then give them advantage. That's what they've done. All right. Here it is the spell horse. That's the largest advantage. And that's also the one which is within the rails. And it's got 3 races. But it did not do anything in last 3. Is the second favorite today, probably. No, the third. 6, 10. 10 is here. But we have got these 2 horses also, 1 and 8, especially the 8. The 1 is got 10 races. It did not do anything. 8 has 1 race and has equal advantage as the 1 which has got 10 races. So this thing is there. 431 to 8 is check. 2. Here this one is the largest drift. Six, 7. Two. This one doesn't need the rails. And like that, I'm out. We'll see how it works if the 6 wins. The 6 is a good one, but there are 2 problems. I mean, even this one is going to be difficult to understand what are they playing, because the 6, I know it has technical problems. Now, plus it is the pressure line.
Getting ready. 3,500. And same as the first 2 races here, they've got 11 flights to jump on their journey. Odds on favourite. Odds on favourite. Highland Blaze has the inside gate, joined by Roadrunner. Aldeas is in the line, so is Treasured Crown. Simon Wild's hoping to make a clean sweep of the hurdles here today. Bowie Prince is ready. Pure Deal has gone up. Alaka Hand to complete the line. 165 VOP Highland Blaze. 460 Treasured Crown. 6 for Roadrunner. 3,500. 11 flights. Set. Off. Highland Blaze jumped okay, so did Roadrunner, who's gone past him. Aldea's away nicely, and Treasured Crown on the outside's trying to come across. They're followed Pure Deal, Jabawi, Prince and Alaka Hand was taken back to a clear conspicuous last. Roadrunner goes to the top. Should expect from a Waterhouse and Bot conveyant. Second is Treasured Crown. Third's the favourite Highland Blaze over on the inside of Aldea's. 3 lengths then to Pure Deal. The outside of it, Jabawi, Prince and Alaka is the last one. So they're going around that bottom turn past the float car park and in the direction of the back straight where Roadrunner in the famous garage sits. Leads them past the 1200, but only on the first round. They've got to do it all again. Free to jump here in the back straight. Treasured Crown. Stable going for a clean sweep of the hurdles. Highland Blaze third. Fourth is LDS, then followed by Jabawi Prince, who covers up Pure Deal. And Alaka Hand was 3 lengths away at the end. Here comes the middle pin of the double up the back. Roadrunner leads from Treasured Crown. Highland Blaze, the odds-on favourite, gets the run of the race in third. Fourth, Jabawi Prince from him. He's actually out 3 deep there around Aldeas and Pure Deal. And Alaka Hand is about 4 lengths away at the tail end of the field. So they make this long trek around the turn with no jumping till they get to the home straight. And Roadrunner for little Tommy Ryan leads by 3 parts to Treasured Crown, who sits second. On the outside for Dean Parker, who won the previous. Third is Highland Blaze for Jordan Hart. 4th placing in the race, Jabawi Prince travelling into it nicely for Connor Brazel. Here's the first of the double. Then Pure Deal, who's back on the inside of Aldeas, and the Professor Pateman has Alaka Hand, still positioned in the rear of the 7-horse field. Here's the second of the double. Roadrunner. It's been jumping well in the lead. Leads by a length to Treasured Crown. Third, the inside Highland Blaze, and fourth, Jabawi Prince as they pass the judge. Pure Deal, the inside, fifth, then Aldeas. And still Alaka is last, but he has tapped onto the main body of the field. So they head to the back once again. And it is Roadrunner out in front. Leads by a half length. Second, the outside Treasured Crown, and third, Highland Blaze. Fourth placing, held down by Jabawi Prince, then Pure Deal Aldeas. And Alaka Hand's about to get a little bit more interested. 5 flights left as they travel to the back straight. This last 3/4 of a circuit of the Casterton track, and it is Roadrunner on top by a neck to Treasured Crown. Highland Blaze third. Fourth, Jabawi Prince. Then followed by Alaka Hand, who's moved up on the outside of Aldeas, and also Pure Deal. So down the back, the race is on now. And Treasured Crown is putting it to Roadrunner over the middle pin of the double up the back. Highland Blaze is a little flat-footed 3 lengths away. Then Jabawi Prince, they've dropped off Pure Deal, Aldeas and also Alaka Hand. Treasured Crown going after Roadrunner. Highland Blaze, he's starting to pick the bit up again, but he's still 3 lengths away. Jabawi Prince heads the rest. Roadrunner fighting hard here from Treasured Crown. There's naught in it on the turn. Highland Blaze is starting to close in at the 400. Where Roadrunner and Treasured Crown, have they run each other into the ground? Highland Blades pulls to the outside, they corner in for a look at the second last, and Highland Blades canters up on the outside to tackle Treasured Crown, who's given a kick. Then Roadrunner, it's Treasured Crown the inside, over the last. Highland Blades still trying to get him. Treasured Crown in front. Highland Blades is coming on the outside, and he's done it well, the kid. Home goes the favourite. Highland Blades beat again Treasured Crown. No beats, but Roadrunner ran really well for third, 6 lengths away. Pure Deal fourth. Then El Diaz and Jabawi Prince. And Alakahan has been retired. Well, great contest, wasn't it? Firstly from Roadrunner and Treasured Crown. And then Highland Blades, who just had a perfect run. Much to the delight of those who were piling into him at the shorts. Has come over the top. It's a 5-year-old bay gelding by Highland really hasn't looked back since joining Shane Jackson's Warrnambool stables. Jackson Fellow Colours, Jordan Hart with the winning ride. Treasured Crown, Dean Parker, Simon Wilde. It's just been denied on making a clean sweep of the hurdles today. An 8 Roadrunner, Tom Ryan for Waterhouse and Bob, the 6-year-old by Darcy Brahma. Runs third in front of 7 Pure Deal. So the interim numbers here 6, 5, 8, 10, 7. Time was 3:54.52, so that was the quickest contest, quicker than both the maiden hurdles, which I guess is what you would expect, given their every horse in the race has at least one it's made. It was 3/4 of a length by 9. 3/4 by 9. Thrilling contest there, Stuart. Right result for the putters. Right result for Shane Jackson.
Che poi si continuare a fatturare qualche anno
This thing is there in some equation. This thing is there in some equation. It is there. Nine is getting tailed.
Under 2 minutes, they're heading to the barriers for race 3, the Ladbrokes Owners Bonus Maiden. Forever with Ned makes her return. Constantly riding for Patrick Champagne. Debuts for the year of Horsham. Race not speed. Just the beginning, a little at the end of that race. Tipped out, it was at 2 jump bounces. Position of running at the speed, which has been his advantage today so far in the first 2 races. The next piece, side gate further turn one. Wasn't up to the jump out wins we saw from it, so opportunity from inside gate rather than the outside draw that it faced you last time for a much better run from 11p. Money coming for at $8.50 or $6. Fierce Fighter makes its debut, one of the 2 rolls. Early on, I think is on the debut. One and Tamashi makes its return at first start for John Maloney. Stable change. Encouraging jump outs. There's that he's improved. BC just talking about one and Tamashi. He's jumped out on board quite well several times. Speaks of bonus to $7.50. $7 has to be home. 10 this morning. Eventually, first 4 races. Easily Pete's inside gate could be a big key for it improving. Its jump outs leading to this prep are really good. Wide gate, never in it last time at this venue.
Try 11.
I feel the change of barrier could lead to a change of fortunes for Pete and say 50 to 550. Moving it down, Ladbrokes owners bonus made at 1112 metres.
Not a bad one, actually.
The sun behind the gates.
That was not a bad one, actually.
Local still out of the Fierce Fighter.
There is a possibility. 9's under blanket.
57 kilos was the handicap.
We'll just have to see because 6 is the linear, all right. 6 is the linear. It's a 455, but there's a, I mean, let's see. Six is a linear. So
Is starter appearing. Race number 3. Lights flashing. Yeah. And they're off. Elite Pete only fair from the inside gate. Arcade jumped very quickly. Alisson and Mate Girl Maddie starting to sprint early. Goes through and takes up the lead, and Forever with Ned will settle down close to 3rd. Realness is next. Elite Pete catches up now. Just delves a bit deeper. Alisson in the middle. Mate Girl Maddie still fights hard. Mate Girl Maddie won by a
7.
Forever with Ned 2nd. Alisson 3rd, and then Sutara. They were followed by Elite Pete, and then came from the back Fierce Fighter, one of the best home from that far back. Lightning Joey, Just Dells, Realness, and then Hewana Tamashi. The last one in was Arcade. Mate Girl Maddie. It's been an upset win.
upset win. No, sir. You are bringing in donkeys. That's all that you're doing. 7. 7, 6, 1, and 9. 7, 6, 1, and 9.
But never had a real issue with 1, 2 from the 1100 came to the race. It's wound up. Stanley made
What happened with that 7? That 7 was one of the worst horses. One of the worst horses, that 7. Even that one also got through with 10 races, which out of which did not do anything. That got third, I think. I don't like it, the way they played. Tuna, welcome back, Tuna. Stay out of the maidens, I think. Stay out of the maidens. Weird. Let's see this one. Fourth one. 12 has been scratched. 2, 7, 11, and 8. You know, red carpet for Busafelis. Yeah, Busafelis woke up today after a long sleep since yesterday. Sunshine 13.
But good finish here. Brody's Voyage too strong. Won by a neck on the line and beat Equine Art. And he is the kiss. Got home fast on the rail to grab third, I reckon. Just ahead of Scottville Scooter. And they were followed next by a bit of
12.
And then came Judea Bori.
This is the poly track. Sunshine poly track.
Lots of Russia next, then Rubos Stanage Bay. And Brave Cowboy Bill finished at the rear.
Number 12, Brody's Voyage for Mark Galloway and Sean Cormack have got the prize here. Bursting through late. That was a busy ruck there at about the 200 metres. You were looking all over the track for the winner. Equine Out, our favourite, had run into some traffic, but then got the split, drove through, looked as though it was going to hold Brody's Voyage, but late Brody's Voyage gets the better of the 6, and you can see it's 12, 6, 3 and 13. Number 3, He Is the Kiss, will sneak through along the fence to grab third, and 13, Scottville Scooter for Daryl Hanson and Tiff Brooker right down the outside. Looked the winner briefly at about the 100 metre mark, has just petered out on that run and will wind up in fourth. So a close go, but the numbers are popping into the frame. 12, Brody's Voyage is your winner. Number 6, Equine Art second. The 3, He Is the Kiss. And the 13, Scottville Scooter rounds out your first 4, 12, 6, 3 and 13. Number 1, Bit of Grunt, has run 5th for those of you looking further back in the field. But certainly a very busy finish. Equine Art was a touch slower away. Luke Dempsey hunted Equine Art along, took up a handy spot. Couldn't get her on the top of the straight. Finally, she found a gap. She drove through. And just when you thought the favourite might salute, Brody's Voyage burst out of the ruck and was too strong through the light. 12, 6, 3 and 13, Damien. That was a busy race.
It was. We're trying to catch up with Mark Galloway. I believe he might be struggling this also without the back, so a bit hard to catch up with him. And we'll see if we can catch up with Sean when he comes in. But that horse surprised me in markets. It went up the opening favourite this morning at $4.40. I thought, gee, that's under the odds. Got out to $9.90, but certainly the blink is going on, a really important gear change. And as you said, at the 100 metre mark, there were probably 6 or 7 winning chances. I thought when Equine Art took the split and I think hit the front, he might draw away and win by about a neck to a half length. But this horse, only having its third race start, has done a really good job. I remember the dam of this horse racing a few years ago and winning a couple of races here. Speaking bad, that's it. Had a bit of ability, that mare too. She certainly won a race here at the Sunny Coast, and they won a race at the Gold Coast. And I think was getting out over a little bit of journey. So I think this horse too may also get a little bit further as it goes through its career.
Yeah, well, interestingly, she won her trial heading into that first start at the Eagle Farm, and she wasn't she was $14 at Eagle Farm. So I mean, she's going out of the first start in town, given some sort of hope in the market off that trial win. Obviously didn't put it together at the first 2 starts, but the blinkers have gone on. She's appreciated the poly track today. She looked well behind the gates, and she's managed to blouse the favourite equine art, which she could make an excuse for. Missed the kick, found a bit of bother at the top of the straight, but she did have her chance inside that final 100. If good enough, she certainly could have fought back, but Brody's Voyage got over the top of her, and you can see there that she was just a touch too strong late. And we'll go back and watch a few others in the replay. But the winner there today for Mark Galloway. Yeah, so we don't know much about Mark. I know that's his first winner in this 12 months. It's the first winner he's trained, but well done to Mark Galloway, the 5th run here. And the bettor had the 3rd so far. They're only a very, very small team, probably only 1 or 2 horses, I'd say.
No, he's doing a good job, and as I said, I'm pretty sure that this filly is going to continue to improve. I know it's a natural thing to say, but she's done a little bit in a 2-start bit prior to this, but that was a really good gutsy win.
All right, a quick break. Contact over in Central. Racing should be resuming down the Sapphire Coast. We'll get to the bottom of what's going on there when we get back from this break.
This is the 4th one here at Sale. If you look at the odds, it's 2, 7, 8, and 11. 2 is the favorite. 2 is the favorite. It's got 1 race. It did not do anything in the last one. And it is an EW. If we look through the pressure line, then 2 is the second one. We got the 8 on top, but that's got 3 races, did nothing. If we look through the spell, then the 7 is the highest, but unfortunately that's the drift which is within the rails, and every time that happens it is a difficult place. If we look through the CF, then we get 4, 6, but they've got 19 races, still a maiden. So that is definitely not working, but it's a 1700 meter, 1800 meter. This is a tricky position for the drift to be. This probably is a better drift. This probably is a better drift, because this one, the moment it is here, then it is a problem. I don't know how that, I am still not able to figure out how that happens. Every time the drift is between the rails and in a nice spot, it'll backfire. How will you go with these horses? How will you go with these horses? 3 races did nothing, almost nothing. There's nothing here. All right, these are the other horses where there's 11 race, and there's yet no gate speed on these horses because they're so bad. There's no gate speed on these horses. That means it's there were no impressive runs. This is a difficult position for the EW to work with, whether it has an advantage or disadvantage or whatever. But we've just seen this thing. We've just seen that thing winning, so I don't want to make a comment here. That 7 came from God knows where, and how that happened only these people can explain. So that's that. The 2 is here. It's 590. It's got a lot of advantage over these horses. That's true. I mean, that's the highest advantage on a spell. So this is not the highest spell. The highest one is 7, where there is a pressure. It becomes a drift. This becomes a difficult position for the drift. 11 is gate number 2 with one of the best jockeys, which is in between the rails, but it's got 11 races, still no gate speed. I don't know whether it'll do anything even this race. This one is 67%, their highest drifting. So there's no point even talking about 6. 8 is, if there was a linear, this would have been the linear, but it has 3 races, did nothing. This one is the favorite. This one has 3 races. Then though we are with all the mules here. 3, 3, 3, 19, 7, 3, 4, 6. But here is Mr. 1, who is probably in the best hands, but it has not done anything so far. It's in a weird place. That 357, 369. I mean, there's actually no other option than 2. It is actually like that. There is no other option. Which horse will you go with? There is no other option. That's the only option. It's got 1 race, comes within the spell with one of the highest advantage. All right. The 8 has not done in anything in last 3 races. So what is that mule going to do? But there is no guarantee that this will do anything good as well. I'm out. We'll try to see the next one. The next one is a handicap race, so the next one should be okay. On the there is nothing else apart from that 2 to actually put your faith on. But putting faith and putting money are 2 different things.
the live hedges, but this is the fourth. They're racing, and Kelly sprung out from each. It's looking to go straight to the top, and it will. Buttercup's getting up along the inside. It's going to stalk it. Asterope moves around it. Then Telepusa, followed further back in the race then by Dulcie de Moore. Over on the inside then was Polly Rose. Next in the field then was Share the Ride around Terrence Rock, Milady. Then Capra Grande took its medicine from the outside gate and as last. Ballina Kelly, led by a length on Asterope. Buttercup third the inside. Fourth is Dulcie Dior, followed by Polly Rose, Telepusa. Then Terrence Rock, Milady over on the rails. Round them Share the Ride. And Capra Grande about to look to the outside from the rear. Ballina Kelly's going to take the catching here. 400 metres to go. Asterope second. Telepusa the outside. Buttercup pushes into the clear now. Gives chase to Ballina Kelly, who did give a kick, but Buttercup's into the clear. Then followed further back Dulcie de Moore. Telepusa. Ballina Kelly's got Buttercup firmly on the canvas with 100 metres to go. And Ballina Kelly, too fast, will beat Buttercup by a length and a half. 3 away third, Dulcie de Moore in front of maybe after it. Telepusa's in that photo. Share the Ride was a fair effort. Then Milady off the track, Capra Grande from Polly Rose and Terrence Rock. Just too quick, Ballina Kelly. Went really well at Donald, had to sit outside the leader there. Leader's day and couldn't catch the leader. Today, banged out by being straight to the front. She got the better, a good run at the head of affairs and was able to dictate. And when she kicked at the top of the straight, she was too fast for Buttercup. She gets the money here, raced by W. Slattery, trained by Adam Chambers at Warrnambool. Does a great job with a small team at Linda Beach. She was really in her element there, wasn't she, on this fast mare by Toronado out of a written tycoon mare. Bred to be fast, and she is. 6 Buttercup. We'll have to wait for another day. 3-year-old Brave filly by Territories, Tom Davenant, John Allen. Third goes to 8. Dulcie de Moore, Jack Hill for Andrew Bob, and a 3-year-old filly by Russian Revolution. Fields third, and the 4th place has gone to 4, which is Asterope, just in advance of number 13, Telepusa. 5, 6, 8, 4, the interim numbers here at Casterton on
Gentlemen, if you hit the like button, it really helps the channel. We'll be able to grow. It'll help the algorithm to get the channel. And it's very easy. You just have to hit the like button. They don't even have commentary at the paddock today. Nobody explaining what is what. Not that they do a great job, but still, it's very weird that they're doing races, but they don't have a paddock commentary. 10, 11, 1, 4 is getting tailed. Right. No, 4 looks okay. 4 is not getting tailed. Just for a moment, maybe. Lee 2. That is actually the only one where there's some hope. That's just hope.
Mama's Dad, Sydney Dance go back with Kadari as well. Stilicat Tante won the jump, and there's Mariners Dream and Exquisite Vision pushing forward. Fluis May 4th. Regal Lover is 5th. Late Changer 3 deep and easing, and then 2 lengths away to the Stalemate. Something So Strong in the blue cap. And caught in the covers, red cap a bit deeper. Then comes Ask Mama's Dad. Next is Sydney Dance. Second last, Kadari went back to the tail end. But Mariners Dream will lead them. And at the top of the track, 1,200 to go, does it by 3/4. Second, Exquisite Vision, then followed by Late Changer, working across now to be one off the fence, with Louis May the fence. And then 2.5 lengths to Regal Lover and Stella Cantante together. Next is Something So Strong. Next, Ask Mum, Ask Dad, then Gordon the covers, Sydney Dance and Kadari, who strung out, getting down the side with 750 metres to go. Mariners Dream leads the way, only narrowly though. Moving up strongly, Exquisite Vision, the great folks, it's headed front now from Lake Changer 2 back third. Lewis May in the pocket. Then followed by Regal Lover, three wide, Stella Cantante has to wait, vacates the fence as Lewis May's put under pressure ahead of it. And then comes Something So Strong, Ask Mum, Ask Dad. Next is Kadari, then CB Dance and Caught in the covers, drops out as they swing the bend. Exquisite Vision up on the outside of Mariners Dream. It's Lake Changer now coming at third. Regal Lover is deeper, and then Something So Strong and Kadari down the outside. Lake Changer found the front. Delicate Tunte's coming off its back, and then Regal Lover. Next down the outside, Something So Strong. Lake Changer ahead, Delicate Tunte trying, but Lake Changer came away by 3/4. Delicate Tunte. Regal Lover third, just ahead of Louis May, and then See Me Dance running on from Ask Mum, Ask Dad. And then something so strong, exquisite vision, Canary didn't come on. Mariners Dream Weekend and caught him the covers the first horse beaten. So lane changer. Up to $8.50 in the end, which was a little surprising for a horse that had been working to the line well at shorter trips. Jumped out well leading for this prep, which has taken a little while and a bit of distance to get the win. A strong win at that. The 150-200 looked like Stella Cantante might challenge, despite just a little bit of waywardness from lane
8-11-5-2.
Straightened it up, rebalanced it, extended again.
So what happened is this. 8 was the one which was within the rails firstly with the highest advantage. This thing has not done anything in last 3 races, but that was, if there was a linear, this would have been a linear, but how would you trust that horse? Anyway, that happened. 8 went through. 8, then what? 8, 11, 5 and 2. Then 11 came in because of the jockey. 8, 11 came in because of the jockey. And 5, for some joy, 5 also came in. 5 also came in for some joy. Four and 6 were out of question. That's weird, actually. This is, I mean, look at the number of runs that they have. They still do not have a gate speed, which is obviously one of the weirdest things. 7 did not do anything because 7 is within the rails. This is a tricky position for this guy to be in. Yeah. 8, 11, so 7, this is, I don't know what happens. I mean, we need to sort this thing out. There's something wrong that happens with this guy the moment he is there within the rails. Otherwise, he is actually the second horse pool. This one is a handicap race. The 5th one, we'll see. 1 and 10 has been scratched. 2, 11, 7 and 5.
$7 so really line of being Caden's boy. Also made it go at Marvin the second last start. Last one right back last start into 3 lengths. You've got Mike Hill, $11 for $8. You've still made too much on. It's bred to get out to this sort of nicely today, so give his chance to make his presence felt. And Son of that loss good night. The stablemates at all kinds of young purple cap for a web, one cap on Son of Adamos or Jason Holder. Way Moana's fortune out of line with Son of Adamos. I love the song. Stefan's going to come up in high field. I was one as well. It's gone in. It's Ricky Ricardo. So Ricky Ricardo about to be locked and loaded. Chocolate getting back to the Giants. This is the race number 4 here. Then they get straight out. Turn out. Fresh. Everybody's was up. Anyway. Stefan about to come in. Got Milan's fortune. Son of Adamos, I love this song too. Give Ricardo, give us the favourite at 360 up from 340. Let's just spread the 480 to $5. Payments point 427.50. Speaking of a couple of prices, I hear Son of Adamos and SFR. Go. One's been squared away. Ricardo just got a bit of light down low. Anyway, one licks away, sends a run, Ricardo the favourite. Ready for a start. Down the line, one licks away, race 4 struck Albert. Moment. Racing. Ricardo went sideways out of the game and has to be set up. He's out the back early. They get up front with Shimahara. Stefan has to be speed as well. And I love this song. Diana's fortune was right there in ambitious green, right down on the rail. The next one, high heel, further back, Hayden's boy. Ricky Ricardo around 5th last, Taita, then the Badgie. Was in those Racing SA silks. Next one, Palatine's Garden, and Son of Adamos was the last one. Out of the straight now with a circuit left to run here, Ambitious Creek rolls to the lead for Siren 4. Leads a length and a half, Shinohara. Kaylee's boy was third, and came out deep on the track was I Love This Song, You'll Sleep Well Tonight. Next one, high heel, 1.5 Moana's fortune. Ricky Ricardo midfield, down the rail, or maybe off the rail, in fact, the yellow jacket. Then Estefan, Son of Adamos, Ty Guitar, taking off around it, Namaji, and last one was the Palatine's Gun. Speed looks to be pretty genuine in this, at least 15 lengths with come the entire field. Ambitious Creek rolling in front. Out by 2 to Shinohara. Then came I Love This Song of 1,000. Caleb's boy inside. Next one then was Highfield. Further back in the run was Milano's fortune. Ricky Ricardo. He was down on the rail, so he's heading away at the moment. Then came Son of Adamos, Estefan, and Badgie. Alanine's Guns taking off for Alyssa Webb from a long way back. And last one was Taita. Ambitious Creek, though. Daring tactics from Forky's darted away. He's even popular persuader, I think. Out by a length and a half in the 600, so I love this song. Next one, Palatine's Guns, made up of Southern Crown. Going into there with Milano's fortune, who picks up now. Kaylee's boy, High Hill, Ricky Ricardo. Son of Adamos has run up behind him, Shinohara. Then came Estefan at the head of the others, Namaji. Last of all, Tiger, a funny old race. Ambitious Creek might be gone. Ricky Ricardo for the Honey Badger fans in the lead. 200 left to run. Ricky Ricardo gave the win move. Put up about 3. My Ambitious Creek, Moana's fortune. Son of Adamos, but gave the win off your back to favourite. Ricky Ricardo, his Sun Raider flat to the water, sort of bolted. Ricky Ricardo wins hands and heels by about 5 to Ambitious Creek, who's stuck on well. Son of Adamos next. Then came Moana's fortune. High Hill, Estefan. I love this song. Kaylee's boy, Taita. Alanine's Garden. Big race move didn't pay off. Then came Shinohara and the Badger was one of the last ones in. Ricky Ricardo. Easy watching the back. It's a strange old race. Fucking speed of 700. Throwing Ambitious Creek. There's some boots to the back. And Ricky Ricardo, which was midfield on the round. Just handled up to about 400. Still straight into home. 217.95. Ricardo. Ambitious Creek 10 run third. Ricardo 3. Once in.
All right, this is the fifth one, second up, benchmark 58. 211.75 are the odds. 211.75. 2 is the favorite. 2 is the favorite. 2 is the linear. If we look through the rails, that's what it looks like, right? So 2 is the favorite. 7, 5, 11. 211.75. That's what people have chosen. That's where things have gone. So now the first thing is this guy is here. So that's the problem with that guy. 11 is pretty much within the rails. It's a good one. It's that. Okay, now if we look through the pressure line, then this is what we get, that 2, 7, 13, 11, 4, 5 up till here. All right, from here onwards this is all advantage. This is there, and this is a pressure. 0 is also a pressure. Less than 0 is advantage. CNF 2, 13, 7. We get this. So here these two are problems, because these two, the 9, it's a 9-year-old gilding. I don't know what it'll do, but it looks like it is here. 7 is within the rails. It's the largest outer drift. Ideally, that is the second horse pool. That is everywhere the second horse pool. But the moment they're within the rails, they behave differently. I don't know what to do with them. 11 is within the rails, is good. Okay. And there's this 4. But I doubt it'll play like that. So we have 2 with the highest pressure, which is a linear. Then where will it go? It'll go either to the drifts, which looks like this. One is a 9-year-old, the other one is 12, which is here. 7, which is here within the rails. But this is where they backfire. So then we are left with these 2. Out of which this one has a gate speed, the 8, which is also tailing with this one. This one is a relaxed jockey. This is a more relaxed jockey, but this one is with a 9-year-old gilding. If that thing gets in, I have nothing to say. But here we have this one, which is an EW. It's from gate number 7. So 2 pretty much looks okay from all angle. It is the highest pressure. It's the linear. It's got 6 races. The pressure is not such that it cannot do. On the contrary, the pressure has been reduced on this one. If we see an increment of pressure, that is here with 11. So that's the only check, which is an increment of pressure. That's the largest, I think. Yes, that's the highest. Here from DICR, that's the lowest. Then comes 9, which is the EW, and 5. Two is the highest, And then we have this guy who's 1, 8, 10, 3. This is where the 10 comes up with the jockey. Okay, this is where the 10 comes up with the jockey. So that's not a winning position, by the way. Those are all possibilities that might happen. That's not a winning position. 2 should win. We'll go with 2. 2 should win. We'll see how it works. We'll go with 2.
Now they're moving in the line for the Cycle Solutions 2 Rivers. Looks like the Mighty Spar is going to run favourite. He's got the black cap on to distinguish him. He's prismatic. He's been doing in the market. 360. Customer the sea, rock solid $3. Not surprising, they're brilliant. Rock solid $6.50. 2 Rivers, they found 20 on their journey of 3800 metres. Track record by the Great Lux of 425. This is the 2 Rivers. They're off now. And the first of the live edges treble comes up straight away. And Aquilian was hoping he would be ridden back. He's actually been the first to jump out. And he's going to go to the second edge in front with a good leap over Customer to see the Mighty Spars hunting through now. Flying Pierrot's lost the rider in the early stages. So Dr. Dependable, who won his last start over the hedges, is on the outside of Carnamar. Top weight prismatic went back to the rear. Flying Piero galloping on riderless. He loves his jumping that much. He'll probably keep jumping. It's Quillian and narrow leader from Customer to see as they race across the course proper towards the 4th fence now. And Customer to see leads Quillian. Third place held down by the Mighty Spar is on the outside of Carnamar. As I said, Flying Piero is going to keep jumping with no rider. And then followed next in the race by Prismatic as they go through the gap and past the across the 1400 metre shoot start. Dr. Pendle to the inside is at the end. So Customer of the Sea and the Quillian share the lead. And they're just in front of the Mighty Spar. Went up behind them and they just had to all avoid Flying Piero and a bounding Kangaroo. This is Australia. Next in the field then was Dr. Defendable, and on the outside of him was Prismatic. So they're out in the open country, jumping these magnificent line hedges. Carnamar went through underneath of Customer to see to take it up. Williams sits third outside the favourite, the Mighty Spar. Then Dr. Dependable and Prismatic is last of the 6 runners. Over that next fence they went down. Another one comes up. Mighty Spar decides with the muddling tempo to go through and join Carnamar and Customer to see. Got a line of 3 here. They race back inside us here. About to jump fence number 9. Mighty Spar, a narrow leader over Customer to see and Carnamar. Quillian relaxes better now, sits 2 back in the 4th. Then Dr. Dependable, and last of all was Prismatic. Here comes the 10th fence. They're going to go past where they started from and do it all again in the 2 Rivers. And the Mighty Spar led. Customer the Sea covered a bit of territories on the outside of Carnamar. Then Dr. Dependable and Prismatic is at the tail end of the field. So they do the treble again in front of the crowd. The Mighty Spar narrowly from Carnamar and Customer to see, making a line of 3. William sitting on the off him. He's having a good old time flying Piero, ducking left, right, and now he's out of harm's way, I hope. So William back 4th in front of Dr. Dependable and Prismatic. The Tom Wait's been ridden a patient race and is watching the race unfold. So they're going in towards 14 now, and the leader is the Mighty Spa from Carnamar. They're in no danger of getting near Lazar's track record or some of the fast Sun and Mighty Oasis runs. 3rd is Aquilian, then Customer to See, around Prismatic, who's poking through in the middle, and Dr. Dependable is last of the 6 runners. So they're going to go across the 1400 metre start, shoot start again and go to the open country. That's where the one meets the Glenelg out there, and the Mighty Spa led by a length. 2nd is Aquilian now. Customer to See still out wider around Carnamar. Then Prismatic in restricted room, and Dr. Dependable's at the tail end of the field. The Mighty Spar's had a pretty good run at the head of affairs. Carnamar going up to join him. Customer to See is next outside Prismatic, and William on the inside. And next 4 lengths away was Dr. Dependable. Carnamar on the outside's got some spring in his step here as he again joins the Mighty Spa. Prismatic's been ridden a good race and gets up to 3rd outside of the Quillian, and the cut clear. Customer to See struggling. He's dropped out to the rear, and he has been passed by Dr. Dependable. So the Mighty Spa and Carnamar in the race now. They're 2 lengths clear from Prismatic. Quillian's come off a bit. He's battling. Then Dr. Dependable and Customer to See. They race towards the second last. The Mighty Spa still the leader from Carnamar. Prismatic's in 3rd, and Quillian in 4th. They come towards the last one here. Then they'll go through the gap, and the Mighty Spa left Carnamar behind now. Prismatic next, and then Aquilian. Here comes Prismatic at the last. No problems for him. Carnamar wobbled a bit. Dr. Dependable lost the rider. Then Prismatic and Aquilian, but coming through the gap. The Mighty Spa's got the 2 rivers all sewn up. Carnamar, Prismatic, and then Aquilian. But it is all the Mighty Spa. And the Mighty Spa will come on and win the 2 rivers by 6 lengths. Prismatic makes it a stable. Quinella 2nd. Carnamar ran 3rd. Quillian had every hope 4th, and I over-raced a tiny bit in the early stages. And he got 2 forward. Customer to See was the last one to finish. Dr. Dependable's up, and he's been captured. He's all okay. And hopefully the same can be said for Flying Piero. They went at a bump of tempo, which sort of caused a few problems, but in the end, the Mighty Spa is dominating. Stephen Payton, Mark Walker, 7-year-old by Savabeel. Out of O'Diane, he continues the great jumping record in the stable. Going 2019, Randwick breeding syndicate raced this one. Mark Walker, Steve Payton beats the stablemate Prismatic, who was given a really good ride by Will Gordon, and eventually was able to nab 2nd. He's also a Savabeel 6-year-old. And
So 2 wins. Man, if they mess this thing up. Because of that 11. Seven winning, I can take it. But if that 8 wins, eight is getting tailed, by the way. None of the pressure lines have won here so far. I will try and see. Let's go 2. If 13 gets a place, then these guys are doing good racing. And if 2 loses and that moron 8 wins, then we are in a very tricky place. If 13 gets a place, then we are in a very good place. I mean, it'll be nice racing here. If 13 gets a place, that's tricky. It's a 9-year-old gelding, but we'll see. That is Mr. 12.
He looks to beat on that run at Handicapping. It's the first time he's been at 58 grade. I think that may be against him, that hopefully he's strong enough to overcome his position of running. But that's
You know, Lee, I get very scared with these tracks. I get very nervous when the pressure doesn't work on a particular track. Then I get very nervous. I don't like it then. If the pressure doesn't work, which we were facing last 2 weeks, we were facing this, that the pressure was not working the last 2 weeks. Albury, the pressure started working yesterday. Dumben, the pressure worked. This is Sale, Victoria. So far the pressure has not worked. Those were probably maiden. Let's see, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, Lee. To run.
Blase, Spirit Angel, and Flex down near the running rail. They'll follow by.
Where are you, baby? Okay, you're there. See that 13? If that 13 gets a place, then we are in a very good spot. But if the 8 wins, or the 3 wins, then it will be a place that we need to avoid. See that 8? The 2 doesn't realize that the 8 has advantage and it needs to work, start working.
From Plotted Moor gives Tishman back to follow with the event. Mandara Sun is next. Ricky runs and Circling's back last, and they come up to the quarter. Close to 450 to go now. Aria Electra's been ridden along in the lead. Spoken Air Race. Heinrich School out 3.
Now the 4 comes up with 0 pressure. Dude, where are you?
Behind, and Mandara Sun is now angling
Dude.
on the leader's heels and is coming with its run. So
Are you kidding me?
Got the split, went to Aria Electra, and then Blase running a race. But it
9.
is Mandara Sun coming away.
We need to avoid this track. We need to avoid this track. 9. 9. We need to avoid this track. There are 2 things which are which is possible. So I'll show you what happened. not going to get in the details. That 9 is an EW, right? That 9 is an EW. And the pressure is not working. The pressure is not working. And when the pressure doesn't work, it becomes a very gambling track. It becomes a very, very gambling track. If the pressure is not working, then they will get horses that has there's some kind of something which is there that will come up. All right. None of the mathematics will work. If the pressure doesn't work, then we are in a gambling spot. What are the numbers? Let's see. Nine, 13, 7, and 4. So 9, 13, 7, and 4. So I understand the 13. I do not understand the 9. That's probably we can't get these. We can't get this. 9, 13, 7, and 4. 7 and 4. So that did not work because it was the highest pressure. And so probably what is happening here at this track is let's check. This was the 5th one. To third week, Pakenham. So Pakenham is one of the worst places from where you should be taking horses from, because that track, I mean, this is something that is there, that you know, when so these numbers that are generated, they are generated from tracks. Okay, they are generated from tracks. So the accuracy of the numbers depends on how the track has rated. And this is from Pakenham. So Pakenham is one of the worst places to be. I have some videos on Pakenham, which I have it in the rigged races probably. And that was last year when we were racing at Pakenham. We were actually calling the shots, me and Jerry, we were there. And we were actually calling the shots that they are going to give it a late start. They are going to do this. They are going to do that. And they did exactly what we were discussing. So this is the worst place. So the data that we are generating, that comes from the track. All right. This is not fictitious data. This data is 100% accurate, but that accuracy depends on the track. So if this data had come from Pakenham, that is definitely something which is questionable. If that came from Pakenham, that is questionable. If that came from Pakenham, that is questionable. If this came from Pakenham, that becomes questionable. So we are not at the right place, gentlemen. We are not at the right place today. I think I think let's call it a day. We race every day. I think we'll get a better track on Tuesday. Mondays we don't race. It's going to be wastage. I mean, I put in money. I know Lee puts in money. I know Dow's, Tuner, everybody puts in money. But this track is not a place where, you know, if you're watching it for the fun, that's something else. But when we actually invest, this probably is not the place today. What do you say, Lee? We continue? Tuna, we continue? Or we call it off and we regroup on Tuesday? Lee? Tuna? We can't win here. We can't win here. They will do exactly what they want to do, and the accuracy of the data is not at the right spot. It is going to be all gambling. So far, we haven't hit a single one, and it is not working. We look through the other races. This is Pakenham 6. Bendigo, no. Pakenham, Mornington. Civil, Cranberry. Cranbourne, not Cranberry. Weird places. These horses are from very weird places. Lee, you there? Do we continue, Lee? Tuna? I think Lee is also in a shock. But I don't think there's any point continuing here. It is not going to be a place we can do anything. It is not going to be a place we can do anything. Anyways, I'm going to call it off. But ladies and gentlemen, we race 5 days a week, and we race almost all the top-notch tracks. This is not one of them. It's a Sunday, and it's not one of the best places to be today. We've tried 4 races. Nothing happened in last 4, and it doesn't look like there's any hope because none of the pressures are working. The results are kind of weird, and I am not going to get financially involved into this. And this channel is about horse racing, so when I stream, I know people are investing, and I am not going to do that. Yeah, Tuner, I think that's a better idea. See you on Tuesday. I'm going to be back racing on Tuesday, gentlemen, so if you have a little time, please come back and we will race together, do a little chit chat, and try to have some fun. My sincere apologies for what we faced today. Every morning we kind of come with the expectation that we're going to get some good tracks, good races, but this is not the place. This track we can't win. We will lose each and every one of them. And it's a wastage of time, wastage of money. Thank you so much for being there, my friend. Tuna, thank you so much, my friend. Lee, thank you so much for being there, my friend. Dows, thank you so much for being there, Dows. Thank you so much.